Good day, everybody. Welcome to today's broadcast. It's Tuesday once again, and we're back here live. So, I want to confirm first of all that you can hear me before I go into what I have in store for you today. So, go ahead and leave a comment in the chat box that you can hear me, and we can start talking about what we have to talk about for today. Before I get your confirmation that you can hear me, I'm just going to talk about what this platform is all about. This is the Ready Buzz Live show. This is the show where we get to talk about all sorts of interesting things that's going to help us achieve a better financial life. And you know that when you have a better financial life, then you can also have, a much robust and interesting and vibrant life. So it's the main aim to learn how to put your finances together, to learn how to make your finances work for you, and so many things. So in case this is your first time seeing this video, if this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button if you are one of those people that wants to take your life to the next level financially. I'm still waiting to see if you can hear me. Just go ahead and leave a comment in the chat box that you can actually hear me. I'm just gonna wait for a response before I go ahead. But hey, okay, let me just go ahead, So yeah, so that's what this live show is all about. It's all about achieving better financial life. It's all about being able to position ourselves in areas where we can make our lives more interesting and fruitful. So here on this platform, we talk about currency and all of that. Okay, great. You can hear me. That's excellent. All right, now that Junior Itelema has confirmed that he can hear me, the audio is good, the sound is good, everything looks excellent, I'm going to go right ahead to get into what we have: balance. Okay, a lot of us need to be able to balance our careers and our personal lives in such an excellent way. So this is one of the things that can affect your finances. Okay, sometimes we say that we are too busy to be able to pay attention to the home life. We're too busy to be able to pay attention to things, the domestic life as it were. But for the fact that you have work to do does not mean that you need to neglect some of the more natural and home things. Most of us workaholic, we can work from morning till evening. We can work 24/7, 7 days a week. We just love what we do. Especially when you love what you do, you'll be able to excuse me. Hello? Sorry, sorry, I had to pick that call there. So like I was saying, we have to be able to balance work and life. We have to be able to ensure that our work isn't taking too much away from us, isn't taking too much away from what we're supposed to be doing in our lives. So we're going to be talking about how to achieve this work-life balance a lot better. And one of the best ways to do this is to be able to plan your time a lot better. Okay, so the first tip I'm giving to you concerning having a proper work-life balance is, welcome Nika, good evening, welcome, nice to see you once again. So In case you're just joining in, we're talking about the work-life balance and how to achieve it. The fact that you say you are doing something important doesn't mean that you have to let certain things slide, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to let certain things fall out of place. You can be in a very important position and still achieve excellent things at home. Sometimes people say they're too busy, they are too much, the position they occupy at work or wherever is too much of a high position for them to pay attention to home life. I go to work, I make the money, so it's not important whatever happens to your children, whatever happens to your spouse, and so on and so forth. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's possible for you to have a balance. It's possible for you to be excellent at work and excellent at home. Okay, for those people who give those excuses that they are too busy at work, that's the reason why their domestic life is falling apart. Listen, I know people that are very busy at their workplaces. I know people that occupy very top positions in their companies, and they still come back home to take care of home duties. They still, the last network was terrible, but we fixed it and we're moving on with our live show. So we're talking about achieving the work-life balance. Okay, some people think it's impossible to occupy certain positions and still be able to have a very good domestic situation. So you see some people that are very important at their jobs, that are very rich, and then their children are just going wayward. They don't have time to parent their children, they don't have time to pay attention to the children, and the children just does whatever. It doesn't have to be that way. Like I was saying before, I know people who occupy very strong positions and they still come home every evening, okay, to sit down with their children and still have dinner and still pay attention to the children's homework and still do all of that parenting there. I'm telling you, husband and wife are in very top positions at their various companies, and they're still able to come back home and take care of home duties. So it's no excuse to say that your work is taking so much of your time, you're too busy this, you can't see yourself really doing all these domestic things, and all of that. Listen, it's possible for you, all right, to be busy at work and still have time to pay attention to domestic things. So the first thing there is just for you to believe, all right? Believe that it is possible. And how are you going to achieve this? I'm going to give you the first points today, which is time management. All right? Time management is the very first key to achieving a proper work-life balance. When you have achieved a proper work-life balance, then you can go ahead to go. Okay, Nika, last week because of the technical issues, we had to create some type of different approach to last week's contest. So we'll address that a little later. Okay, so like I was saying, time management. Okay, time management is so important. When you learn how to manage your time, you'll be able to properly balance your work and your life. And very soon, probably towards the middle of this year or towards the end of this year, I'm going to do a course. I don't know if I'm going to make it a free course or if it's going to be paid. I don't know yet. But I'm going to do a course on time management. Okay? A proper course to teach us how to effectively balance our time. Time management is so powerful. Okay? It's so important. When I was in school, I used to have meetings with different executives. I was a leader in a particular forum in school, and we always had meetings and so on and so forth. And one of the executives who have been watching me, one day he just opened his mouth and he said that I never come late. That he's been trying to beat me in showing up early, but he hasn't been able to beat me. That he's always he's always been looking for a way to beat me about coming to the meetings early. And I told him, you can never beat me, because my policy for anything is that if I'm on time, I'm late. So I have to be there about 10 minutes before the time, or 5 minutes before the time, 15 minutes before the time. And that's how important keeping to time is for me. And that's how, that's how much, that's how much dedication I gave to proper time management. So time management is the first tip. And when it comes to time management, there are 3 things I want to talk about, and I'm just going to give you those 3 tips. But there are a lot of things to be able to talk about in time management. Okay, so in time management. So don't confuse it. Don't confuse it. I'm giving you tips on how to achieve the work-life balance, right? And inside of that tip, the first tip I'm giving you is on time management, right? So I want to talk about 3 things on time management that should help you be able to achieve better time management. The first one is that time is measured in, time management could be approached in a quantitative manner or in a qualitative manner. All right, I'm going to repeat that. Time management can be approached in a qualitative manner or in a quantitative manner. Okay, so what does that mean? A qualitative manner means that you may not have all the time to do that particular task or that particular thing. You may not have 3 hours to do it. You may not have 4 hours to do it. You may not have 10 hours to do this. Maybe you only have 15 minutes. Maybe you only have 20 minutes. Maybe you only have an hour. The qualitative approach to time management is that in that hour, you will give it your undivided attention. So you will give it quality in the area of your attention, because you don't have the quantity of time. And then, of course, the quantitative approach to time management is that you are giving it a large amount of your time. So now you have 3 hours to spend on this, you have 7 hours to spend on this, and so on and so forth. So the first thing about time management that will really help you is understanding the qualitative and the quantitative approach to time management. Now let me give you an example. Let's imagine that you're this big CEO, right? And you are running this big company. And for 7 hours a day, you are at the office. You don't have a lot of time to spend with the children every single day. You don't have a lot of time to sit down and watch cartoons with them for 5 hours. But on Fridays, on Saturdays, and on Sundays, you can actually bring out, like on Friday, you can bring out 2 hours that you can spend with the children, right? On Saturday, you can pull out 2 hours, and on Sunday, you're going to pull out 2 hours where you spend with the family, the children, the wife, and everybody. The 2 hours is a small amount of time compared to 24 hours or compared to the 9 hours you spend in the office, right? But for that 2 hours, you're giving your family an undivided attention. In other words, you're not going to answer any phone call. You're not going to be on the phone. You're not going to be on social media. You're not going to be distracted by anything. If it's a time for you to play video games with your child, you're playing video games with your child for 2 hours. If it's a time when you're helping your child do the assignment, you're helping your child do the assignment for the 2 hours. If it's about going to play football or soccer outside for the 2 hours, that's what you're doing with your children and your family. You see? So that time you're spending with them is called the qualitative time. You're giving them quality time. Okay? You might not do that every day. You might not even do that every week. You could do that once in 2 weeks, thereabouts. But no matter how busy you are, you can always separate activities to the qualitative and the quantitative approach. Sometimes certain things will receive the qualitative approach, and then at other times they will receive the quantitative approach. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a student, right? And it's a time that is just normal. There's no exam. It's not the exam period. So you study, right? And so you've planned your time to be able to study about 4 hours every single day. You're not giving it a lot of time. So at that particular point in time, your studying is receiving the qualitative approach, right? But when it's time for the exams, when the exams are fast approaching and you're writing the exam, that's the time for you to increase that 4 hours to about 6 hours or maybe even 7 hours of studying. So now you have improved from being qualitative with your approach to studying to being quantitative with your approach to studying. So if you have this balance between the qualitative approach to time management and the quantitative approach to time management, it'll help you be able to balance out your activities and navigate through the different activities as you go along your way. So have that in mind. And when I do the full course on time management, I'll talk deeply on these things. The second concept about time management that I want to talk about is prioritizing. Okay, you have to prioritize your activities. Every morning when you wake up, even before the morning, because you should plan your day in the previous day. So when it comes to planning your day, you have to plan it the day before. And if you get a hang of it, you should be able to plan your week. And the more you get a hang of it, you should be able to plan your month, day after day after day after day. But let's keep it simple. Let's plan on a daily basis. Okay? So you need to be able to write your plan for the day the night before. It's important. And when you look at all the activities you have for that particular day, you need to be able to prioritize. You need to be able to say, these set of activities are more important than these set of activities. This is the most, in fact, in a day, you need to be able to say, this is the most important thing of today. This, I must do this no matter what. So even if it means me sacrificing certain other things I might have planned to do in the day so that I can accomplish this particular goal, this is the most important goal. See, that's prioritizing, and then you plan every other thing during the day, and then you see how it goes. So get a notebook. When it comes to time management, get a notebook. Yes, get a notebook, write down your day, get a daily planner, get an organizer, get something that you're going to put down your daily activities. Now you might be thinking, it's not that important. My day is pretty monotonous. I don't need to sit down and plan it and so on and so forth. Listen, if you're looking for a more progressive life, if you're looking for a life that can get better and better, if you're looking for a life that can bring you into riches, bring you into happiness, bring you into wealth, you have to be organized. So right now your life may not look like it, but you need to begin to plan. So start today. If you're somebody that doesn't usually plan your day, start today. Buy a notebook. It doesn't have to be a fancy thing. Buy a notebook, write down what you're going to do in the day, in the next day. And place it against a time. Alright? Don't just say, tomorrow I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to eat my breakfast, I'm going to go out to work, I'm going to do this. No. All right? When you say exactly, Seth, time is money. That's a good quote. So time is money. So that means when you're planning your time, you're planning your money. A lot of us wait until we have money before we get organized. But you see, you have to be organized to get money. Because time is money. Every day you're given 24 hours. In that 24 hours is an opportunity for you to produce money. But you can't begin to convert your time to money until you learn to organize your time for money. I'm going to say that again. You can't begin. Wow, I forgot what I said. What did I say? Somebody please remind me in the chat what I said. I said something really, really profound. Like even myself, I'm even surprised that I said that. Wait, okay. You can't begin to plan your time for money. No. You can't begin to plan. I'm going to watch this later on and find out what that quote is. Please, if you got the quote, say it in the comment sections and in the chat box. Let me know what. But that quote was profound. Okay. So basically, yeah, time is money. So you may not have money now, but you have time. And if you plan your time, one day you will have money. If you stay committed to planning your time, one day you will have money. And this is the interesting thing about money as I begin to round up. This is you can tell that this is a topic that I can talk a full hour on. But we have only about 30 minutes. But I can talk on this topic, man. I can talk on time and money. Because money is related to time. One thing you'll notice, okay, I said I was going to say 3 things about time management. I'm beginning to get on. So I've talked about the approaches to time management, which is the quantitative and the qualitative approach. And I've talked about prioritizing. So you have to prioritize your time. The third thing I'm going to say about the need for time management and the work-life balance is that money usually, thank you, Seth. You can't begin. I'm going to say that at the end of the broadcast. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah. So the third thing about time management is this. Money usually comes with a task. Money usually comes with a job. Money usually comes with something you need to do for a client or for somebody. Money doesn't just drop on your laps. It'll come with a task, right? And you're going to need to perform that task with your time. So if you are not already organized with your time, how would you know that you will have time for that task? Do you get what I'm saying? Right? Money always comes with a task. You need time to do that task. So if you're not organized with your time, you will not be organized with your tasks. So for most of us, it's not that we're not intelligent. It's not that we're not smart. It's not that we don't know how to do what we need to do. For most of us, the challenge is that we are not managing our time well. They give us a job to do. But because we're not really organized, we wait until the last minute before we start doing the job. And then we're not able to give it our best. So it's not that you can't, it's not that you can't do the job. Somebody says you can't do the job. No, you can do the job. You're just not organized with your time. Every time they promote somebody, they increase the amount of responsibility that they give the person. You're working at a place, you're looking for promotion. When they promote you, they will increase the number of activities that you'll be doing. So you're going to need to have a proper, organized, disciplined time management, to be able to take on more responsibilities and more responsibilities and more responsibilities moving forward. So the three things I've said about time management: one, there is a qualitative approach and a quantitative approach to time management. Two, you need to prioritize. Three, more money usually comes with more tasks. And in order to do these tasks, you need to have time. You need to have time. Let's say you're a video editor and somebody tells you to come and edit a video. It takes time to edit that video. And they tell you they need the video, they need that video in the next 2 days. Will you be able to organize yourself to create time to edit that video and have it for the client within 2 days? Or will you let that job just pass you by because you're carrying so many things? Some people have carried so many jobs on their heads, they're not delivering, they're not able to meet up with responsibilities. It's not that they're lazy, they just haven't organized their time really well. So we're talking about work-life balance, the importance of balancing the activities of your life. Exactly. Thank you, Nike. If you're not organized with your time, you can't be organized with your tasks. That's just it. We're all looking for progress. We're all looking for success. We're all looking for money. We tend to look for money, but money usually comes with work. Work usually multiplies itself when you deliver. You can't deliver if you do not organize your time very, very well. And you can't have a happy life if you don't have a nice balance. I mean, I'm sure sometimes you see people who take their families on vacation. Sometimes you see people who take their families out on the weekend. They go, they sit down, they just have a leisure time. And you say to yourself, I would like to do that. Well, that person didn't just wake up in the morning and did that. The person had to organize his time. The person had to make time available. See? So all this talk of, I don't have time. No, you have time. You have to make the time available. You are the custodian of your time. You're the one that will make your time available. And don't wait until you have money before you get organized. You get organized, then you will have money. Oh, I'm shooting quotes today, but we've come to the end of this particular broadcast. Thank you so much for being online. This is Tuesday. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 5 p.m. We're talking about topics that has to do with business development, finance, investments, business ideas, things to help you get better as a person. And the topic we're discussing this week is how to achieve a proper work-life balance. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you on Thursday, 5 p.m. same time, same place, where we'll continue talking about this particular topic on how to achieve work-life balance. So I'm going to repeat it again. The first thing I've said is what? Proper time management. Thank you so much for watching. Always lovely to have you guys here. Seth Lifelong, nice to have you. Nike, nice to have you. Junior, nice to have you. TR King, nice to have you here. I hope that as we continue to do this, we're going to have more people coming in, more people watching these great work, these great shows. Very soon we're going to have guests in the house that's going to be discussing different things. Exactly, Nike. You have time, but how to manage it is the issue. And on that note, I say a very good evening and thank you so much for being part of this broadcast. See you on Thursday. Until next time, remember, your dream is possible.